Mike, what do you rate Cordae's album? What do you think?
You know what? Off top, man, I got to give it a 4 at least. You know what I'm saying? I think it's well crafted, it's well put together. My knocks on it is like you said, not that definitive banger, that one song. I don't even want to say banger. I don't like saying that. I
Yeah.
think that just that one standout song that we're gonna hear everywhere, and I think that he had all the tools possible to have a song like that. I think he has the skills and the ability to hold down a song to do that as well. But I do think it's a good album, and I think it's really expressive. I learned a lot about him from it, which I think is great, and I think it's a great album to build on. I just hate that it's missing that one thing. I think him and you know who I think could have gotten that record with him, and I'm surprised he's not on here. Is Anderson Paak. I think Anderson.
Fascinating.
I think him and Anderson Paak
That
working
crossed my
together
mind too,
again.
Mike.
I think could have given him that record.
That crossed my mind too, Mike, because I think what they both do stylistically would play well together.
I mean,
And
you've heard them together before? They sound great together.
yeah, they
So,
do. Like, so this is what I was expecting. I was expecting a Level Up album. So the stuff, the joint that you're talking about, it's like I was expecting like the extension and the level up of. And what I would tell you is that like if this project is a 4 and we just gave Gunna a 4, you think these projects sound comparable?
hmm.
Because not all 4s are created the same. That's why I'm, you know,
I think Gunners is a 4 for a different reason.
okay.
Well, I
Explain.
think this one, the only thing it lacks is, again, it's not bad. It's
No.
not, staggering either. It's just very super consistent throughout. And I think the only thing that it's missing isn't something that would make an album, let's just say, bad not to have. It's just, it limits the album from being that next level because it doesn't have those standout individual records, if that makes any sense.
What I hear, and I hear the same thing that you do, this project is a 4 for me too. It's more of a 4 because of the MC and his performance and what he did at the age that he did and the capability that he showed.
Hmm.
It's not better than Gunna's album because Gunna's way more comfortable. Those beats are way better. Like that album is wonderfully produced. Gunna's album is wonderfully produced.
But I
And
think
here's
he's
the
a
thing
better
about
rapper, and I know you kind of leaned on MCing
I do
too.
lean on saying
So does that
that's
not
what,
make it, even
so
it
this
up
is
a
what
little
I'm
bit?
gonna so that's what I said about him being J. Cole sometimes for better and for worse. What did I tell you when I was talking about Cole? It's like, no, it ain't that he ain't great. It's like I want to hear that January 28th more consistently. I would probably submit the same thing to you about Cordae. When your production is not going to be on fire, you need to be on fire. He's really dope on here, but he's not on fire. And so I can hear missteps in the production. And when I mean missteps, it's not like the beats are bad. I don't know if all of this industry playing works for his skill set as an MC.
Exactly.
I think he needs to step outside of his box and go to some different producers because I think what we're going to find if he steps into the realm of more hip hop based producers and not trendy producers, you heard them Biggie freestyles over them Biggie beats, right?
Yeah.
I think that if he goes to more hip hop based guys, we're going to hear more greatness out of him. So he might be doing himself a little bit of a disservice by playing this industry game the way that he is, but only because he's talented enough to circumvent it. How about that? Most guys aren't.
LP asked, "What's our cash app?" The cash app is according to hip hop. It's cash symbol according the number 2 hip hop. Appreciate that. Good looking out. You know what I feel? This is how I feel about that.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of agree and disagree to some point. I think that artists that are in his age bracket trying to, let's just say, cater to an older hip hop listener is a lose lose situation for them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because the old cats or older listeners, you're not going to be able to match what they think is dope anyway. And then for the younger listener, they not listen to that shit that you're trying to do. That shit sounds old. You know what I'm saying? But
First of all,
there is a small, you know what I'm saying, a niche group of young people who are like him who would listen to that as well. But the thing
mhm.
is, you're 24 years old, you going out with your friends, and you going to the club with people your age, ain't nobody bumping your shit in the club. You know what I'm saying? How does that feel?
So let's stop for a second. This is what I mean about finding your balance, though, and this is what I mean about the production. It's like, oh no. Like if you doing the track with Gunna like that,
Mm-hmm.
you put the onus on the producer to make that slap. Because here's what I'm trying to say is that this kind of felt like to me, and now that we're talking about it and breaking it down a little bit more, one of the things that's kind of being revealed to me right now is that like, oh, he's still trying to prove a point. And what I'm trying to say is like, dude, you nice. You don't have no point to prove. You don't even got to do any of this. All you got to do is do you. And so what I'm trying to say is that this. How about this, Mike? This is one of those young guys. Oh, he gonna sound way better on an Alchemist beat than you think, than I think, than we think, than he think. You feel me?
Is he Alchemist though? You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, he's not, Mike. He's not. But neither is Rick Ross. Rick Ross can jump on Scotty Beam because that's what I'm saying. When you
well, I ain't talking about it like that. I'm talking about just on an age bracket level. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is a thing called chemistry, and I think that's what makes it so amazing what Hit Boy and Nas are doing. They found a way to actually meet in the middle, and they come from different generations. But I feel like Cordae, he needs to link with the producer that is in his bracket and feels the same way he feels about certain things, other than being all over the place. And I don't know if the answer is for a young artist to go out there and hook up with an older producer that's gonna make him into the mold of what he wants him to be, other than that artist being able to do what they really want to do. If that makes any sense.
No, it makes sense. I thought of the Neptunes.
Man, we going big, but I mean, he has a big.
Mike, he already going big. Mike, he got Stevie Wonder on his album.
Well, Stevie Wonder played the harmonica for like 4 bars or something. But to ask the time of Chad and Pharrell, that's a lot.
Mike, how many rap albums is Stevie Wonder on?
No, I agree with you. I'm just saying, to ask, Pharrell and Chad to block out some time to work on an album for you, that's a whole different.
No, not okay. So, what I really like a lot of the time is when artists start with a producer and get a few checks from them and then spin off. And what I'm saying is that as far as older producers go, who have a sound that is friendly and is still going to get played in the club, I think the Neptunes is a good idea for him to maybe start with. As in, go get 4-5 tracks from those guys, getting the vibe, and then start spinning off of that. They're still big producers, right?
Yeah. The Alchemist is doing a lot, and I will say this about
Alchemist. Using Alchemist because he's a great hip hop producer in the beats, rhymes, and life mode that like classic hip hop heads love. So I wasn't saying Alchemist specifically. I was using him as an archetype.
No, I understand what you're saying. And I guess for me, him and Alchemist, or that style of Alchemist, right? Alchemist music, and I don't know if it's because of who he's been working with recently. His beats is like street shit, man. Like it, and obviously the street rappers that he rhymes with, I mean, he makes beats for can rhyme. But I don't think that Cordae, and for me, maybe that's where this album lacks to an extent. He doesn't have the edge of certain MCs.
No, you don't. This is what I'm saying. You don't even need to have the edge to get on that track. Remember Book of Rhymes off Godson? That's Alchemist. That's no pressure track. That's just like,
well, that was Alchemist 20 years ago. But we know what Alchemist is on now.
No, Mike. What I'm saying is that Alchemist knows how to make tracks that an artist can just vibe to.
Alchemist is great. I think he's climbing on an all-time list, man.
Like that beat, the Book of Rhymes is dope. This is early shit.
Okay. Well, let's do this. Before we move on to the next topic, what do you think is going to be the next single? You think you're going to do the Her and Dirt?
Got it.
Chronicles?
Must have.
Yeah. I think that's what that feature is made for anyway. But see, this is my thing too, man. And I think Cordae is dope. This is my thing, man, as a new artist especially. You need your own standout records, and it's not fair to him for his radio song to feature her and Dirk. He needs a song where it's just him, so people could get to know him to be his single. That's not fair to him because people are
But
going to
that's
be
what I'm saying,
listening.
Mike. But
They're going to fit that in these playlists, or not playlists, and just formats of radio stations based on her and Dirk. And that audience might not be an audience that fucks with him.
when you play this game, you take certain risk. And what I'm saying to you is that this is one of the few young dudes that's talented enough to step outside of this box and still win.
I mean, again, they're invested in him. He's going to win anyway. I feel like same way with like Anderson .Paak. Like
Mike,
Anderson .Paak, even though Anderson .Paak wasn't he wasn't connecting with people right away, they kept pushing. They kept pushing. They kept pushing until he actually found something with Bruno Mars. And now Anderson .Paak, people know who he is a little bit more outside of people who are just music people. And so I feel like they're going to do a similar thing with Cordae. Probably going to get Cordae albums every single year until it connects. But still, you want people to organically connect with you as opposed to who you made a song with.
Right. So none of these records, he doesn't have that record on here that organically connects you to him.
Doesn't.
But that's the machine, Mike. That's what I'm saying. It's like, well, at 24 years old, you might need to step out. Mike, that's what I'm saying. That record don't have to be on an album to get made and to get that started. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Right. He just need to step outside the box a little bit. It don't even got to be on no project or album mode type stuff. Just start stepping outside of your box and going and working with cats. Be like, yo, I grew up listening to your shit. I really love your shit. I want to, because of his notoriety right now, those older producers, they going to say, yeah, because that's notoriety, money, and right, all that. So they going to say yes. And so he needs to go say yes.
He just got to, and somebody in the chat said this, and I missed it, but he's got to find the next version of those people that you're talking about. The people that are inspired by yada yada and that have made their own sound that he can connect with.
From his generation?
Yes.
You mean like...
Because you're going to get the best of their... You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to get the best of them. You're going to get them in their prime.
Okay, Mike. Are the people who just did Gunna's album too old for him? Turbo, Wheezy, Metro, Mike Will made it?
You think he sounds comfortable over their stuff?
He from Raleigh, North Carolina.
Okay. Well, we're going to see, man.
I'm from Carolina. It's an MC's town.
Mm-hmm.
We get comfortable.
When you said that, man, and when you said older producers, the first person that sparked in my mind was Ninth Wonder, right? So.
Same area.